whatever noise or whatever was running around in her background, dead.
Breaking news. Man wa kill him, girl. I guess I cause her pussy too good. Breaking news. Girl, her pussy too.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to Music Kid TV. You already see this new segment that I'm starting called Breaking News. First and foremost, make we talk about the situation that's at hand. Majah Hype and his ex-fiance Kirby. Now, for the last couple of days now, everybody has been quiet on Majah Hype's side, and especially Kirby. Kirby has literally went quiet. Majah Hype has taken down the video off of his Instagram, and I can understand why. But before we get into the understanding and to the results, make we tell the story from start. So, a few days ago, you can call it 6 days ago, Kirby dropped a video on Instagram stating that Majah Hype was domestically abusing her. She, and I just want to say this from now. Domestic abuse in any form, emotionally, physically, whatever, I don't condone. Like, it's not condoned. We don't do that here. And when the video first dropped, and, she came out saying, that she's going to tell her truth and she's taking back her power and she's not protecting anybody anymore. I mean, social media blew up. I mean, Majah Hype was everywhere. I think they said Majah Hype lost like 600,000 followers within 24 hours of her posting the videos. What? You have to understand that social media is a very dangerous thing to like really get into. Like, really and truly, social media is a very dangerous thing to go. Especially when you start bringing personal business. So from the video drop, everybody deemed Majah Hype as guilty. Like, yo, how the man put hands on a girl and whatever. And then it was everybody standing for Kirby. Now, unlike everybody else, because my mother named me Tevlin, she never named me everybody else.
You come from planet Earth.
I looked at the situation because just a few days before, Majah Hype was trending for him batting up a soca artist that allegedly they were in some type of cahoots or whatever the case was. And, it just so happened that not too long after that, Kirby decides to drop her video. And people, my main thing is timing. Timing is never... Certain things are just not coincidence. Certain things really are on timing. Now, I didn't see the full live of what was going on. Some people say that's what triggered Kirby to come out or whatever the case was, but we're starting from what caused the major uproar. So Kirby came out, and let's just start with presentation. She was very well put together. I mean, long dress, the cross, like the necklace which she have, her hair did in a ponytail, and just light makeup and everything. Like, she really make it look humble, people. Like, she made it look really humble. And I'll tell you a couple of things that stood out to me when she was telling her truth, She first started off by saying she never cheated. We're going to touch on that in a minute. Then she was going on, just remember, she said she never cheated and she didn't deserve this, and she distanced herself away from her family. And she also started the video off by apologizing to her family, her friends, that she was so distant and she didn't tell anybody or whatever have you. So I looked at that now, and there was a video that they did that somebody was on Instagram Live, and they went on and they were talking to her sister. And her sister was like, they had full knowledge of the situation. Now, just to give you guys a quick little tip on Kirby's background, Kirby is an ex-cop. Now, I'm going to say this, and I don't know how people are going to feel, but if we can justify and say that Kirby, as being a cop, somebody who's trained to protect and defend their state or whatever, wherever she was a cop, wherever she was, that she could not protect herself as being somebody that's highly trained. Basically, what you're telling me is that all the shootings, all the police shootings where police have claimed, self-defense or they felt threatened by a person, that just, I want you guys to throw that out the window. Now, continuing on now. Now, she also started to state that she went back multiple times. Now, my analogy for that is, how many times do you have to keep putting your hand on the hot stove for you to realize that it's hot and it's going to burn? Until you stop and until you be more careful. Like, how many times do you have to keep doing something until you realize that it's bad for you? Like, you already know what's bad for you. You keep getting hurt or whatever the case is. So we're going with the allegation that Kirby is completely right. Majah Hype was putting hands on abusing her. How much times? Now, she said it's been going on for years. Majah Hype said they were talking for 2 years. Same difference. In 2 years' time, how many times did this man allegedly beat you, black your eye, scratch up your wrists and everything like that? How many times as a person who's trained to protect themselves, like trained people, this is not like a regular girl where you sit on the street when I know nothing. Like, this is a person that's trained to apprehend people who defy the law. How many times do you go through such things before you call it quits? And why haven't you, why didn't you go and get the law involved when it started? Now, another thing that triggered me was she started to fake cry. And people, this is why I say she started to fake cry. I know a lot of people gonna be like, oh, you're narcissistic and whatever, you're whatever. People, listen to me. Me black. Now make the light full enough. Me black. Kirby red as can be. We all know somebody that's red. We all know somebody that's that light skinned. We know if they're going to cry. We know when they're going through emotions, they turn red. Like, you can see the color change in them. In that video, you could not see any color change in her. She started to, and she started to just go about and saying whatever. And what a lot of people probably didn't catch on to was the fake sympathy that she was requesting from that small crowd, because she literally stopped the fake cowballing with no tears, no redness, no nothing coming out of her. And then immediately went back to, telling her truth. Now, I'm going to state this as a stereotype. Kirby is a Brooklyn girl. I don't know how many people have ran up or met or buck up on a Brooklyn girl, but you can't just beat a Brooklyn girl. Have you heard First of all, anybody from the tri-state area, there is no pushing over, for real. Everybody up here, from what I've seen, has some type of aggressiveness to them. Now, push past that now. There was a small snippet in the video that not a lot of people caught on to, where there was some noise in the background, and if you paid attention to Kirby's demeanor, if you pay attention to the context of what she was trying to put out and her demeanor in that one little interruption, you can tell something was off. If this is your coming out, your healing video, I expect you to be more, sentimental. Whatever noise or whatever was running around in her background, whatever it was, she gave them the most evilest, wicked eye of all. People, if looks could kill, whatever was in our background, dead.
Me have couple, I'm a friend. A top scam, a grab card. What make you think we got sad?